Have you heard about Kesman Exchange? We buy and sell Bitcoin. You can also sell gift cards for us at Kesman Exchange. All at the best rate. We are real agency 24 hours 7 days a week, all transaction under 10 minutes. Easy, safe, fast and reliable. Contact us now on WhatsApp at 0810-328-0712.
NAIJAXTREME.
NAIJAXTREME.
NAIJAXTREME. NAIJAXTREME blog, the most online visited platform that delivers global news,
Entertainment,
sports,
unique fashion,
and of course,
gossip.
My sister, you too like Ofofo.
Hey, why I no go like Ofofo?
For your latest news, visit www.naijaextreme.com.
For advert placement and promotion,
Email us at naijaextreme1@gmail.com.
follow us on Facebook and Twitter
At NAIJAXTREME and Instagram.
at NAIJAXTREME Fashion.
Don't be the last to find out. Cause NAIJAXTREME is the bomb.
Hey viewers at home, welcome again to NAIJAXTREME TV. It's me, all the way from Maryland, USA, your humble and beautiful host, Bisola, and here with me is my most amazing co-host. And today we're going to start by wishing you all of viewers a Merry Christmas and a lovely and bountiful Happy New Year. We hope that the new year becomes way better than this year.
And more successful.
Yes, on the show, generally in life, we pray and we wish you all the best in everything that you intend to do, and we hope that everything that you had planned down for for this year, 2018, at least you've been able to meet some of them, and then hopefully the things you have in stock for 2019 becomes feasible and they become just successful and the best for you. So today we're going to be talking about another topic, and this topic is going to be more discussion because everybody has their own opinion.
Definitely.
Everybody has their mindset, everybody has their own comments about this particular topic. And there is no right or wrong answer when it comes to this certain one.
Very
because
important. Because everybody has their opinion, like you said. Some people believe is this, and the other people will tell you this is how I see it.
Yes. So everybody has their own different opinion. We're just going to be hearing the show and we're just going to be telling you exactly what researchers said. Like we've said countless times on this show, we're not advising you. We're not telling you what to do. We're not telling you what the answer is. We're just telling you what psychologists have found out, what researchers said, and we're just letting you know the ultimate decision is where
It's left to you.
it's left to you
It's
in
a
your
very
hands.
controversial topic,
hmm
and many people have their opinion, as we said. So, and the topic is, how long should courtship last before marriage, and is it necessary? So,
How long should courtship last before you decide to say, oh my God, I'm going to the altar and I'm going to say I do? How long should courtship last? And is it even necessary? Is it even important?
important.
Yeah, how important is it? If we say it's important, how important? And if we say a certain time, why are we saying it should take this certain time? As usual, we would go on Facebook. If you follow us on Facebook, you should have seen the poll. We put up a poll on Facebook, and then we get what people's answers are to this. So, earlier this week, we put up the poll and placed a survey on Facebook. And what they said, the results were, for those that think between a year and 2 years, the courtship should not last more than 2 years.
2 years.
Between a
That's
year
the
and 2
maximum
years,
some people actually say.
you should be done with courtship and get married. What exactly are you doing? So 85% agree to that. They agree that just 2 years and you should, that
You
ring
should
should
be
become
done.
2. We don't want you wearing one more. We don't want you to become Lord of the Rings
Exactly.
and
Just
get
take it to
married
the
all
other.
time. Do it already. And then about 15% said courtship should go to about 5 years and above. So that means you can be in courtship for 10 years. You can be in courtship for 20
For as long
years,
as
for
you
as
can
long
continue.
as you want. That's what 15% said. 5 years and above.
Are they actually right or wrong? Our viewers wanted to hit the share button and also bring in your opinion. We read the messages. Your opinion will be very, very important to us, and we'll be so glad to have you put in your opinion on this show.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to your comments. We want to know what you think as well. Do
Now
you
your
think
calls
two
too.
years or do you think 5 years? We're looking forward
And
to your calls and we're looking forward to your messages.
yeah, and for real, some people actually says 3 months, 6 months, and
Mhm.
the poll actually says 3 months to 2 years, or 1 year to 2 years,
It's
right?
the poll says a year to
A
two
year to
years.
2 years.
So we did not actually put lesser than a year.
Mhm.
But I'm sure there are people that
Some
believe
people
it should be
agreed
lesser than a year. Of
lesser.
course, there are
Yeah, we
people
have
that
some
agree
people
that it
put
should
in
be
their
lesser
comment.
than a year.
Uh-huh.
However, we're just going to dive right into the topic and just start. And then when it's 3, we start taking calls and start taking reading messages as well. We hope you enjoy the show today as well.
Yeah.
The utmost, the real reason why we're here is for you to learn something and for us to learn
Definitely.
something, and so that everybody can go home blessed.
Exactly.
That's the whole point. Um, so we're going to start by defining the difference between dating and
And
courtship. A lot of people don't know there is a difference. A lot of people just think we're going out and that's it, we're dating. And there are certain people that do not think you should date. There are certain people that believe you have to date and then you have to court and then you get married. But there is a totally
Different
different
opinion.
between there are totally two different definitions.
Mm-hmm.
Dating is different from courtship.
Courtship, definitely.
It is different.
Courtship is like pre-marriage.
Yeah,
That's how
it
courtship
is.
is.
So we're going to be letting you know what dating is and what courtship is. And then I'm sure before the end of the show, you can decide if you think you should court for 20 years.
For long or short periods.
So dating simply means a form of romantic relationship between two individuals with the aim of assessing the other person's suitability as a spouse. So now, dating doesn't mean I want to marry you. Dating is not, oh, by the way, I see you and I think we're getting married.
Yeah.
Dating is that process where I'm trying to assess, can this person be my partner? Can we be something? So dating is that phase, is that period where both of you are assessing each other to see your suitability. Are we suitable
We are
for
compatible.
compatible? Are we compatible with each other? Are we suitable for each other? Can we take the next step?
Do we have anything in common
Yeah, that can
lead
make us
to
actually
courtship
stay
together for long?
for long. So, dating can result in friendship. Both of us can start out as, oh, let's hang out. And then we date, and I'm like, oh, I think you're going to be a very good friend.
Friend, I think I like you.
I like you,
Yeah.
but the best we can be for ourselves is a friend.
Friend,
So, dating can lead to friendship.
definitely.
Dating can lead to intimate relationship. Now we're talking about sexual relationship. Both of you can just be like, I think the kind of relationship we can have is just going to be strictly,
And they might
sexual.
kind of say, I think I like your personality. I like the way you do things. It's during this dating that you tend to see all of those.
Yeah, dating is when you tend to you explore a little bit. You just, it's a surface level. It's like
Yeah.
scratching on the surface to see what's actually underneath.
Underneath.
But you're not digging yet. You're just trying to
Definitely,
see.
you're just at the surface.
So it can lead to an intimate relationship, and dating can lead to marriage. It's possible that you date each other and you're like, I don't want to lose this girl.
Yeah.
She's so good. I think.
There are some people who actually says they believe in love at first sight.
Of course.
Those kind of people, they end up getting married during the dating period and not the courtship period.
Yeah. So some people would just say, oh, we'll date each other and I think I want to get
Just
married
lead
to
to
you.
marriage.
Yeah. So dating, there's a possibility that it can lead to marriage. And then dating can lead to no marriage at all. It can lead to nothing. We can go out on the first date and be like,
no, it can't work.
this is not going to happen.
I'm gonna work.
And then both of you go separate ways. So that is dating. Now, courtship, on the other end, is a totally different thing. Courtship is a type of relationship between a man and a woman where they seek to determine if it's God's will for them to marry each other. You see, courtship as marriage is like the end goal of courtship is marriage. Both of us are thinking of marriage in mind. When we say we're courting each other, we both think, oh, we want
It's
to
gonna
get
lead to
married.
marriage.
Yes.
Yeah, I see courtship as foundation of a
Yes.
marriage.
Yes, I totally agree with
Yeah.
you. It's the foundation. Both of you know this is what we want. It's a point where both of you have decided, you know what, there's possibly no going back. We want to
My aunt has chose you,
Yes.
so I'm going for you.
Yes.
No more playing games, no more looking for the right man. I've gotten you, you are the right man.
This is the person for me. This is you. This is it. This is what I've been looking for. And then how do we go about it? So in courtship is where you guys begin to, protection, guardians of you need guardians of mentors, of parents, of spiritual leaders. It's at this
Definitely.
courtship phase that both of you begin to do that.
And at this period of courtship, I see it as the time to know each other very, very well.
Yeah.
That's
agree
when
with
you know that this is a period that you know if this kind person is the person you really want to spend the rest of your life with. This time is no longer a game; it's a serious time.
Yes.
When it comes to courtship period, is a very, very serious time. As we say, it's a pre-marriage time. So
Yes, I totally agree with you. It's the point where both of you have now decided that we want to do this. We want to get married and we need to know each other more. We need to work together and all of that. So most people date and then enter into courtship. When we say dating leads to marriage, some people date and then they're like, oh, let's court. And that's when the guy goes on and says, will you marry me? And go, oh my God, yes, I'll marry. All those shenanigans that we do. And then, yes, people begin to, they discern and then they think you're ready for marriage. And while other people just date to see where it leads, like we said. Now, there are three factors that prolong dating or courtship. When we think that courtship should not last for too long, we want it to be a certain range.
well, that's your opinion.
No, I'm just saying that, like our poll said, 85% say just 1 or 2 years.
We're done.
We're done. But then there are certain things that might prolong the courtship and dating. And we're just going to be giving you three things. That's all. Three things that we think might prolong, the courtship. So one of it is incompatibility. There are a lot of people. You meet someone for the first time, and both of you start out, and you're loving each other, and it's sweet, and it's going on. Excuse me, but then you begin to feel. So both of you begin to think, I'm not sure I want to be with this person.
You're not compatible.
Yeah, you begin to have all kinds of feelings. Maybe the person decides to do some certain things that you're not really.
You do not like.
So it's like after dating or courting for 6 months or a year, some couples begin to realize they're not compatible.
And during this period is when you like I said before, during this period, you know the kind of person this person is.
Yes.
If this person is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, you kind of know if this person actually knows what he or she is going through.
Excuse me.
If this person actually want to go into this marriage and make it work out. This is the period that you begin to see some certain things, behaviors and all that. And you can I really condone this behavior? Can I really make this work out with this guy with his attitude and some kind of stuff he's bringing out? So those incompatible periods is when you see all of those things.
And a lot of ladies just wait. And that's why some courtship long forever. It takes forever because we're waiting. Maybe it's going to change. Maybe it's going to get better. Maybe it's going to, and because of that, you waste time. And the reality of this is eventually both of them realize we cannot be together because we're not compatible.
And
but you're
even,
just waiting and wasting.
Even at this period, you can't even know all. Do you know marriage is an institution that you can never know all? Even in the marriage, you're still learning.
Of course, I agree with you. Jai. But then the fact is, there are certain signs that people see that makes them know we're not compatible and they just still stay. They still want to see what's going on. They still want to see if maybe something can happen. Maybe changes can happen. Maybe
that time I call it love, right?
And sometimes it's just infatuation. People are just infatuated with each other. And maybe the guy proposed 2 months after you guys met each other.
And you're so excited. Oh my God, you have the ring.
I have the ring and you've shown your friends. Instagram and everything. And it's just like, So you're just there, even though it's incompatible. You both are incompatible with each other. Another thing is financial instability. You know, some people are in love with each other. They respect each other. They want to be together, but then there is no money.
When they are not financially buoyant,
Mm-hmm.
like the eastern part of Africa, like the Igbos of Nigeria,
Where
you
the
know,
dowry is
when
expensive.
the dowry is very, very expensive, and some of the men, when they are not financially buoyant, they don't want to get married yet, because they think that, oh, if I can't afford the least given to me, then I'm not ready.
To get married.
Yes, definitely.
But you know the fact is, and aside from I see where you're coming from. Aside from that, I see this financial instability as, except if the guy doesn't have a job and the lady probably doesn't have a job. If you both have a job, have jobs, and you know maybe you're just working, you're not at the top, you're not an executive yet, but both of you have jobs and you think you can make it work. I don't think it's important that people have elaborate weddings.
It's depend on where you're getting married from. You know, some families, they do accept that if you can pay the dowry, or you can do a little thing, you guys can get married. They believe even in the marriage, God can still bless you guys and you have enough. Why some people, you must bring all the stuff
All
in the
things that
list,
they've listed.
and if you can't afford all the stuffs in the list they've listed, definitely you're
not
not
ready
set
to get married to
get
their daughter.
married.
So I agree with you. So that's one of the reasons why a lot of people prolong their dating. And they love each other. They want to do the right thing. They want to wait till married before they have sex, and they want to do all of that. But then they cannot because it's prolonged. All of that is happening because of financial instability. And number three, which is quite important, is lack of readiness. I know, right? As weird as it sounds, some people purposely
They're not
delay
ready.
their own marriage, not because they don't have money, not because they don't have what it takes, but because they're not ready.
Yeah, in
Some,
that part,
Mhm.
Bisola, I believe is maturity.
Hmm.
Maturity determines how long the duration of the courtship. In such scenario, it's maturity. They are not matured enough to go
Well,
into marriage.
when we say
That's what
maturity, I
call
want
it.
us to take the case of age out of it, because there are
Yes.
ladies that are very young
Young
and
and
immature,
they
and there
have
are
the
and there are
high IQ.
yeah, and there are guys that are over 30s, in
And
their
still behave
30s,
like
and
a
are still
king.
children.
They are not ready.
Yeah. So like this, as like I said, as weird as this sounds, some guys think, you know what? Let me wait a little bit. I love her. I want her to be my woman. I want her to be my wife. But then I need to wait a little bit, because you know when we get married, she's gonna say I should not do this, and maybe I want to watch my sport, and she's going to say no, I want to watch Telemundo, and I want to do this.
Am I ready for woman's trouble?
Woman's trouble.
problem?
But come on. Are you saying you're not already seeing woman's trouble in the relationship that you are already? If you're thinking you want to marry this person, come on. There's already woman trouble. If both of you are really doing what you're supposed to do,
Definitely, anyone who is going into marriage should be ready for any woman's trouble.
yes.
Definitely.
And any woman going into marriage too should be ready for any man's trouble. Because men have trouble too. They have their own share of trouble. They have their own share of
You
wahala.
should be able to adapt to whatever. That's why courtship is important.
It is.
During the courtship period, you will see all of this. You tend to change the person to your taste, to what you actually needed. If the guy or the lady is actually not behaving the way you wanted, you can actually change it during this courtship period.
You cannot change it. You can either adapt to it or watch them grow.
No, definitely. Why I said change? I said that in the sense of, like now, I do not like your dressing.
Okay.
Okay.
So you
And
can
during the courtship,
touch it up. You can make it look,
yeah, you can make
sweeter,
her.
make her look tush.
I remember.
But you cannot change a woman.
Yeah, you definitely
And
know
a
that
man.
kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
certain things
Okay.
that you can still change in them. You understand? So during this courtship period, you will see if you can bend this person to the person you
Yeah.
like.
Yes.
That's
Maybe
why
there are
courtship is
certain.
important.
And do you know one thing that I've realized in life? I've realized that two people can actually influence each other.
Definitely.
Research says that you are the five people that are closest to you. Say you're one of my closest friends. Say I have my parents is one of my closest friends. I am the five people that are closest to me. So you have a very high influence on your partner.
Definitely.
So sometimes you will see a couple that they're outside and it's like they support the same team. It's funny.
It is.
Yeah, maybe the guy likes this particular politician or the lady likes, and she talks and
About the
she's
person.
talking about the politician, and you're like, all I hear is your husband, or all I hear is you're talking as if he's the one, because you have your partner has a very high influence in
On
you.
you,
So
definitely. Like me, I'm not a soccer person, though I'm Arsenal fan, right? My husband is pure do or die Man U fan. So if he's watching Man U match, you better watch with him. You can't you can't watch something else because he won't even hear you. It's better you watch it with him. So he influenced me
Yes, that's what
into watching
happens.
soccer.
Yes.
So
I it's very funny. You be with someone and they're involved in certain things, and you just find yourself getting involved in that, even though you don't know how, but because of the influence this person has, you just see that you're comfortable doing it. Say politics. Before you know it, you enjoy politics. Before you know it, you enjoy soccer. Before you know it, you enjoy, because this person has an influence on you, and that's the reality. So just as much as you have an influence on your spouse,
he
your
also
has an influence on you. So both of you just have to work hand in hand and make the change.
Things
Might not
work
really happen immediately, but
definitely.
yes, by working hand in hand, things just begin to fall into place. That's why you say that the marriage is a learning ground. Both of you
It's an
continuously
institution, you keep
learn
learning, you
from
can't
each other.
graduate from it.
Never. You get the certificate before you even
Do
get
you
before you
even
get into the
do
program.
you even know what? Even at old age, you start seeing some different
I'll
things,
be like,
and you're like, "Man,
when did all of this started?
you're not like this." You start seeing different things because you keep learning every day. You
Yes,
keep
I agree with
learning.
you. So now we're going to how long should courtship? We've talked about the reasons why courtship get long and everything. So I want to talk about how long should dating or courtship last. Personally, I think courtship is necessary. I think you can date if you want to, but I think courtship is very necessary
very important.
because it's not advisable to marry a total stranger. You cannot just see someone and say, "Oh, we're getting married," and that's it. In 2 weeks, you guys are married. I do not subscribe to that, and I think it's totally appropriate that you know each other well before getting married. You cannot know it all, but it's important that you know yourself
You know
well
some
to some extent.
extent, yeah.
Know the things that you can accept, the things that you will not accept before deciding to get married. Dating, to me, I feel like it shouldn't take more than a year to get to know someone, except you're in a long distance relationship, honestly.
And I
Like,
think
and you don't see each other often.
to me, I think long courtship is very, very dangerous because you get tired of each other.
Hmm.
You get frustrated, you get tired, a lot of things, you get bored in the relationship. That's how I see it.
And do you know a guy would know if he's going to get married to you? I feel like months. There are guys that would tell you, "I knew I was going to marry you from the first day I set my eyes on you."
Because they saw some
Because
characteristics they want
if
in
you
you.
if you know, you know.
Definitely.
If you know this is the person, and that's why some people will would choose to date so they can know if they're eventually going to be with you. And
But not
in months,
courtship.
in months you should know if you're going to be with someone. So why should you wait for
For
forever
long.
to?
Yeah, because at the period of you waiting, several things you might fall into temptation.
Yeah, especially if you're waiting to marry to
If
do
you're
the
waiting too long, it's not
to
good.
do the dance.
It's not good for the courtship to be short. Too short. Neither too long.
Yes.
If it's too short, you do not have enough time to know your partner. But if it's too long, then you are
You
giving
wear
room
each other out.
to different kind of
Yes.
temptations. You get tired of each other. You get bored in the relationship. That means, you're making me sick because it's getting too much. You tend to see too many mistakes.
But do you know? Well, I understand that it's not cool to court for too long, which
I don't believe.
yes, I don't think you should
don't
court for
accept
too
that.
long. But either ways, people still get sick of each other in the marriage. You know that, right?
Yeah, in the marriage, you get sick of each other, but you adapt to it because you're already married.
Because there's a piece of paper that binds you both
Yeah,
together.
you have the cord
People
that binds you
divorce
together.
either
Yeah, I
ways.
know, but if you are God fearing,
God fearing.
you're
Now that's
married, so
now we're on the same page.
for better for worse.
For better for worse, because you're
it.
God fearing, all of that. Okay. Courtship shouldn't last more than a year. That's if you're already engaged, you have a ring on your finger. I don't understand why you have to wait
should be
another
staying
2, 3,
long.
4, 5 years before you decide to do
That's
it.
not good.
It just doesn't make sense. The benefits of dating or courting for a few years that it helps couples identify potential problems in their relationship. Both of you are able to understand and identify the things that you need to work on and the things you shouldn't
At
work
this
on.
time, during the courtship is when you guys need to talk about how your marriage is going to be.
Yes.
Some people they talk about, in fact, a lot of stuff to talk about. How many kids you want to have? I heard the story of a couple. The lady want only 2 kids, and the man want 5 kids.
Whoa.
So they ended up separating because the man was like, after the lady give birth to 2, the man wants one. The lady was like, "Are you the one carrying the baby? I'm the one that knows what I'm going through when
Oh
I'm
my
pregnant."
God.
Do you understand? And the man finally got someone else pregnant,
Because they
and
wanted more
because he wanted
kids.
more kids,
These are things that people should discuss
they
in
failed to
courtship.
discuss that during the courtship period.
That's sad though.
They failed
That
to
is
discuss that. So those are part of the reason why courtship is very
very
important.
important.
Because in dating, you don't even have time for that. All you do is go out,
Yeah, eat this,
shopping,
eat that,
eating,
and
you know.
yeah, all you do is just eat and go to movies and waste your time outside. No matter how long you date or court, the truth is you can never know it all. If you date for 20 years, you cannot know this. Even this person is still discovering himself.
Definitely.
Every day we discover ourselves. You wake up in the morning like, really, I was capable of doing that? So you can never know someone. You can never know them all. So what's the point of waiting for like forever? Now, let's look at what research says. This is just us doing our own thing and saying this is what we think. Now, this is what research says. This is from Penn State University. They did a particular study called Peer Project, and it was edited by Professor Ted L. Ustin. He followed 168 newlyweds over 14 years. So there were 168, newlywed couples, and then he followed them for, a period of 14 years. And he charted these couples' relationships. He wanted to see their relationship satisfaction throughout this 14 years. And the results will shock you. The results showed that couples that are dated on an average of 25 months, that's 2 years. That's an average of 2 years. We're saying average. That means they could have done more. On an average of 2 years before marriage, we're most happily married at the conclusion of the study. So at the end of 14 years, those that courted for at least 2 years, we're happily married. Now, the study also looked at couples who were quicker to get married. Now, these are those that dated in an average of 18 months. So that's a year and a half average. And we're engaged for half of it. So we dated for 18 months and 9 months. I was already, I was engaged. Wearing a ring already. So of those who were quicker to get married, the study found that the marriages survived to the 7-year mark. So they were able to get married, to be together for 7 years, and then many of them divorced after that. So the highest that they could have gone was 7 years. They divorced after that. Now, another more recent study published by a researcher from Emory University followed 3,000 couples. And they found out that those who dated 3 or more years were 39% less likely to get divorced. So if we dated for more than 3 years, 39% that we would lessly get divorced. And those who dated for less than a year, couples that dated for 2 years were 20% less likely to split. So the lesser you get married, the lesser years that you spend together before you get married, the higher your divorce rate. So the more prolonged your courtship, the higher the chance of you staying together. Funny, right?
Really?
Well, that's what the research said. It's not me.
Really?
So, what does experts recommend? They're saying that almost all experts are saying that we all know or have heard of the unicorn couple fell in love at the first sight and then they're together forever. It happens. There is always an exception to every rule. Always an exception. There are people that would date for 2 months and get married and be happily married forever. And there are those that would date for, 5 years and then they're done. Before you know it, they are tired of the marriage. In a year, they're done. They're leaving the relationship. So, it's all of that comes together. So we're just going to tell you what experts say, and then we're going to start reading the comments that are coming in, as well as receiving calls. Just give us a couple of minutes. So, experts says they recommend a 1 year, minimum of 1 year, provided each couple has good and clear understanding of what they're looking for. So, if both of you understand what you're looking for, then you can, in a year's
can
time,
just go
you
into
guys can
marriage.
decide to court and then get married, because it gives you time to explore things like what you can tolerate.
Yeah.
Do we have enough physical
Like
attraction?
our last week topic
Mhm.
about talking about your past.
Yes.
This is the period where you need to talk about your past.
Mhm.
Because without you talking about your past, then you're giving room for the devil to enter into your marriage.
Yes.
So this is courtship period. To me, is very important. Like we have someone who says that is dating compulsory.
For me, I don't really think you have to date. Well, dating is that phase where both of you begin to decide. If you know, you know. If you know that this person I want to be with, I don't think you can go straight to courtship.
Mhm.
There are people that will meet the lady for the first time and say, "What I want from you is marriage. I'm not here. I'm not looking for a girlfriend. I'm not looking for a boyfriend. I am looking for someone that I'm going to get married to. And I have found you, and I think you're the one." And then both of them begin to work hand in hand together, and they court, and then the courtship might be 2 years, their courtship might be 3 years, but they are actually courting and they're not dating. They're not doing the whole process of boyfriend and girlfriend period. You did not call me, you did not text me. They are at the point where they really want to they know what they
As courtship period is beyond you standing on the street calling a small boy, help me and call Sandra. Is Sandra's mommy in? Help me and
yeah,
call.
because when you're courting, the parents are
They
involved.
already
You're getting
know.
guardians from them. Your mentors are involved. Pastors are praying for you. People are involved. It's no longer is your mommy and
Let me make you laugh. when when my husband when we were cutting, it was like I'm more than um coming to your street and standing 10 miles away and calling a guy to help me and call you out. It's beyond that. I'm here to marry you. So that is when we're talking about courtship, not dating. Dating when it's dating period, anything can happen. But during courtship, everyone is already aware. Your neighbors, people around
yeah,
you,
everybody
your
already
friends,
know what's
they
going.
are
Your
already looking
friends,
out for the wedding date
yes, they
at that
are.
period.
So when you're courting, both of you are doing the right thing. You're not hiding.
You
You're
have
not.
probably prayed over it.
Yes.
You've probably done a
you're
lot of
you're
stuff.
involving people. You're
Yes.
involving your pastors. You're
Yes.
involving spiritual leaders. You're involving your parents. You're involving your guardians. Your mentors are already involved in all of that, and these people are coming in and they're already involved in all the things you're going through. So it's a process, and then you're not hiding things. If anything goes wrong, you have people that would chastise you.
Definitely.
So when you're courting, it's different from dating. I don't think dating is important, but I think courtship
Courtship
is
is very,
very
very
important. Okay, we're going to start reading comments,
Yeah.
and then we just link them with our words. Um,
We
uh,
have someone here who says, um, let's start from here. It says 1 to 2 years maximum is good for courtship. Just as we said, we do not even we do not believe in long courtship. It's very,
it's
very
courtship.
dangerous.
If you think you are ready to get married, please go ahead. We agree
Mm.
with you. Chloe said 1 to 2 years maximum is good courtship. Blessing said not all courtship leads to marriage. I agree,
Definitely. Totally
100%.
agree.
Because you begin to court and then you realize this person doesn't have the same perspective as me. This person doesn't have the same values as me.
During the courtship period, that's where you know that this person can be a good wife or good
Yeah.
husband.
This person doesn't know how to manage. This person doesn't know how to plan.
Some
This
people
person
keep secret, like you said. So at this period, you see a lot of stuff. That's when you know the person you're actually spending the rest of
for
your
their
life
life
with.
with.
If you can condone this person's attitude, character, behavior,
And if you
some people
want
might be
to,
aggressive.
yeah.
You will
Some people
know,
can be very manipulative too.
and you will know if I can deal with this or I better take a leave real quick.
Yes.
It's not all courtship that leads to marriage.
No,
We all know
not all
that.
courtship leads to
We know
marriage.
that.
We agree with you, Blessing. Blessing also said age also determines how long courtship should last. Yes, maturity. And
Yeah, we mentioned it.
I will not totally agree with you on that,
Age.
Blessing, because
Maturity.
it's more maturity than age, and I don't think age and maturity has anything if they go hand in hand, because there are guys that are in their 30s and they are done. They are so
Be
immature.
like when we talk of marriage, you are psychologically ready for marriage,
Yes.
for whatever comes
Comes
in
with it.
with the marriage.
With the whole, it's a whole
Yeah,
package.
not age.
It's not just half bread. It's a package. And are you ready for that?
We have older people who are not even ready for marriage yet.
Of
They are
course.
still
They're still
flirting,
babies.
still going around.
If a guy still thinks if I get married, my woman is going to put me in prison, she's going to put me in shackles. That's not the mindset of a mature person.
Definitely, that person
If
is
you
not
think you're not
mature.
ready for commitment and you want to hold someone's daughter hostage for 20 years because you're not ready
That's
for
crazy.
commitment, that's not maturity, regardless of how old you are. That is crazy. I do not agree with that. I do not agree with age being a determinant for how long courtship should last,
Yeah.
but I would say maturity.
Maturity.
I think maturity determines that.
Matthias Doe says, you know, God is preparing marriage for his kingdom. Do you know that? Yeah, definitely. God is preparing marriage
Yes,
for his
we
kingdom.
agree with you. We know that when marriage is not what it's supposed to be, it affects generations. Not just one person, not just two persons. The kids that come into that marriage, when it doesn't last, when it doesn't go the way it's supposed to go, these kids get affected psychologically. And we know how it be. And devil is trying hard to shake marriages. He is, because he knows when a marriage is strong, when a home is strong, when two people agree. You know what the Bible says? When two people agree, they move mountains. And devil knows that. That's why he's trying to, shake and make things not what it's supposed to be. So yes, we agree with you, Matthias. We know that God is preparing marriage for his kingdom, and we agree with that, and we hope that our homes and our marriages is exactly what God wants it to be. He also said we should not joke with marriage. Nobody should joke with marriage. If you're not ready, please do not
even start what
do
you
not
can't,
get
you
married.
can't finish.
Do not get married. Lisa says, Lisa Feister, she's a PhD, she has a doctorate in clinical psychologist, and she said really good relationships aren't about time. That's what she said. She said really good relationships are not about time. If a couple has been married for 50 years, listen to this, and I love this so much because it has a lot of effect on our homes. She said if a couple has been married for 50 years, but they have been miserable
Wow.
and treating each other badly during those years, is it really a good marriage?
No, definitely no.
But do you know that when we look at real African homes where this man has 3, 4, 5 wives, he would come up and say, I have been married for 30, 40 years, but he's been treating this woman
He's been maltreating
badly,
them.
maltreating his wives, maltreating his. But that's what 21st century women are trying to fight against, that makes it look like marriage is no longer working. People are getting divorced. Look at our parents. But most of our parents have been miserable
How
in
do you
their
expect
marriages.
someone who marries 4, 5 wives to
Society agrees with them.
to actually take care of the 5 of them?
The
If each
society
of them,
says if you have the money and you're man enough, you can marry as many wives
I
as
don't
possible.
believe that. There's no way it can treat them equally. There's no way. There will definitely be some the man will be maltreating, because it tends to have a lot of kids, too much kids. It tends to have too much problem. One wife, one problem.
I
Two wives,
agree
two
with you.
problems.
I do agree with you, and I agree, and I see your point of view. What I'm just saying is, let's look at it from the perspective of those that even marry just one wife. They have just one wife and they treat the woman terribly, miserably. But this woman have decided to stay in that marriage because oh, we have to be in the
That's
marriage.
stupidity,
We have
just
to.
like domestic violence we
That's what we
treated
talked
last
about
week.
last week.
That's
But that
crazy.
is why these days a lot of marriages are failing because women no longer take the things that their parents took from the men.
Nobody wants to suffer. How will I? I can't take that.
Oh God.
Gone are the days where you take such insults,
And you just accept
everything,
it.
you just
And,
accept
yeah,
it.
and then they just move on in the marriage,
Everything
and the
has
marriage is
changed.
20, 30, 40 years. But it's not the same anymore.
They have not
It's
happened in
not.
marriage.
It's sad though.
Marriage is to be enjoyed, not
It
endured.
is. It is. And because we know this, when things are not going the way they're supposed to go, women or men begin to say, you know what, I can't do this anymore because I am not getting what
I
you
want it.
promised me. You promised me happiness in this marriage. You promised I'm going to enjoy this. God is the basic of this, but this is not working anymore. We cannot, and that's why divorce rate is really high. It's not because women are no longer doing what they're supposed to do.
No.
It's not necessarily that. It's just that the things that our parents agreed to and our parents decided to endure. Women of nowadays don't want to do it anymore. Yeah. She said, even arranged marriages will work sometimes and they haven't dated at all. Just like we said, only acts if dating is necessary. I don't think it's necessary. And just like Lisa is saying, she has a PhD in clinical psychologist. Yeah. And she's saying that even arranged marriages work. They haven't dated at all and they meet each other. The question is, do you really love this person? Do you really, really?
That's why I don't believe in the word love at first sight. You can never love someone at first sight. That's lost. So when you say you love the person at first sight, that's crazy. I don't believe that works.
Well, everybody has
love builds.
Yeah, you grow in love.
It grows.
And I tell people all the time, if you believe me, fine. If you don't, but love flies away. That's why you constantly have to continuously work on your love.
Yeah, blessing said does age does. You don't expect a 38 years old woman to cut for 1 or 2 years. Why did she even wait for 38 before she started a courtship, Blessing?
Exactly. Please tell us why you think she had to wait till 38 before she started courting someone. So when she rushes into marriage, she will rush out of it.
Definitely, because the person you're getting married to, this reminds me of an aunt in Africa. Because of her age, she rushed into marriage. Do you know that the guy is mentally unstable? The lady didn't know because they only cut for like a month. I won't even call that courtship. They dated for like a month and they rushed into marriage because of age. Exactly what Blessing is saying now. That do you expect a 38 years old?
She wants to have kids. She wants to do things fast. You know, the time is ticking.
Let me tell you something. 2 weeks or a week after the marriage, after a very elaborate wedding, the guy's mental problem issue started, and he picked up a knife and wanted to stab the lady, and that was how the marriage ended. And people were like, "Don't you know this guy before jumping into marriage?" She was like, "We only dated for 1 month," and people were like, "Are you crazy?"
That's sad, though.
That is what age does to any woman.
Yeah, because they begin to rush and they begin to.
So but then I don't believe what Blessing says.
Yeah, it's sad. It is really sad. If you're seriously considering marriage, I feel like it's important that you focus on discerning whether or not you are truly ready for marriage. You need to sit down and discern and ask yourself, am I really ready for marriage? Despite the amount of time we spend on dating, have you talked about what is really important? Some people would date for 2 years and not talk about what is important.
Communication. Yeah. What we talked about here. Talking about your partner,
yes.
each other.
What do you both want from marriage? That is one thing that most people don't ask themselves. What exactly do we want from this marriage? What is it?
How do you want your own
I tell people all the time, it's not just the end product of that relationship is not marriage. It's happiness in marriage. If you cannot be happy in that marriage, you should not even consider going into it. It's important that you know what both of you want from marriage. What you envision married life to be like? What do you think married life is going to be like? Maybe I envision married life to be like, I come home, he's on the couch, I want to rest, I want to cuddle. That's all I think about. We're watching TV together. Maybe that's what I think about marriage. What do you think about marriage? What do you think would happen when we get married?
You guys need to share your
perspective of what you think marriage is.
Communication is very important.
Yeah, but a lot of people think they're communicating, but they're not communicating. They're not. Because they're not talking about the things they should be talking about. Important things. So what exactly do we both envision marriage? What is my own vision of marriage? What is your own vision of marriage? Do you want children? I don't want kids. I want 2 kids. Just like you said. I want 2 kids. I want 3 kids. What do we both want? How many children do we want? How many children are we looking for? How do we want to raise our children? I think I'm going to be a very, very, very mean mom. Maybe that's what I think. I'm going to be strict. I want things done a certain way. How do you want us to raise our children? If we're not talking about that, what are we doing?
That's not.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to
How do we handle conflict? What happens if one of our kids decided that this is what we want to do? Are you going to support our children and then against me? Like, how do we handle conflict in the marriage? What if our father-in-law or our mother-in-law come visiting and then there's an issue? How do we handle it?
Without them noticing.
Yes.
Without them noticing
that something is going on
you
between
guys are
both of us.
quarreling.
How do we talk about our issues? Do we have to report ourselves to a parent all the time? Do we want them in our marriage?
A lot to talk about.
A
during courtship,
lot. These are lots of questions that people should be asking, but they're not
which
asking.
is not which can come up in the dating period. All these questions
They
can
don't.
only come up in courtship period.
Yes.
And
We
that's
want to
very
begin to
important.
have real discussion and real talk.
Yeah, Matthias says marriage will send many people into hell.
We hope we're not one of those people, Matthias.
I don't believe that, Matthias. That is the people who do not believe, who do not even know the meaning of marriage, or who do not believe in God.
And why would
marriage
I understand? You know, well, I get his point of view when people say, well, if your marriage doesn't work out, your wife can lead you to hell, and your husband can propel you to hell. You know, people say all kinds of things, which is fine. It's their belief, but we hope we're not one of those people that marriage will lead to hell.
Amen.
Amen. Kule said the fact that she is 38 years does not mean that she marries the first day she meets the man. Yes, come on, that's what we're saying. It just doesn't make sense that you meet each other the first time and then boom, both of you are getting married because I'm 40, because I'm 45 and I'm ready to know. You still need that process. It's important.
Blessing, how long do you want a courtship to last? Because she said, I don't believe marrying in the first day. I am talking of long courtship.
Well, Blessing, please, you can call in. Kuna, you can call in. We're looking forward to your calls. Let us know what you think. What do you think, Blessing, is the duration that a courtship should last for a 38-year-old woman? And even for a 38-year-old man, how long do you think courtship should last?
Man is even still good. You can still marry at 40 and still marry 22 years old lady, 25 years old. But if a lady, especially in America, in this America, if you are beyond 30 years, they put you under high risk when you're pregnant. Yeah, this is confirmation. As long as you stepped into 30 years and you were pregnant, you are under high risk. Because they believe at that period, a lot of stuff
are going on with you.
Your body system has changed. A lot of stuff are coming up. Your body system is not like that of a person who got married at 18, 22, 25 years old. So now you waiting at 38 years before getting married, before talking of kids and all that. That's a
long time.
So why would the lady even wait to that extent?
Well, maybe she didn't get a man. Maybe she was following her career.
Maybe she was messing around and looking for Mr. Right, or probably
that's a possibility too.
She was,
she could be a career-oriented person,
everybody that comes
and maybe she just didn't feel like she found. And I say this all the time. For people that look at my shows and the relationships that I put online, you attract your kind of person. That's the truth.
There's an adage
until
that says the way you are addressed.
The way you dress is the way you're addressed. Yes, but then the kind of person that you are is the kind of person that you attract. And if you've dated 10 persons, 20 persons, and you've left these people, I think you need to sit down and look inward. What exactly am I doing wrong? It cannot always be these people. It cannot always be that other guy. It cannot always be that girl.
Even just 3 persons. If you have dated 10 persons and they all acted the same way. Check yourself.
Of course, there's something about you that you're not looking at. There's a self-discovery that you have to do that you haven't done. So if you constantly have been in relationships and they keep ending the same way, honey, take a nice flashlight and put it inward. I'm telling you.
And just check it out.
Check yourself.
You might be the problem and not them.
Check yourself. I saw something on Instagram when I was cracking up because this guy was like, this lady posted, and I was like, she had about 3 people propose to her.
Wow.
3 people proposed to her. She put it on
national. So lucky.
Exactly. And she was like, oh, proposed marriage. They wanted to get married to her. And come and see comments on me. When I go on Instagram, the next thing I do is go on comments. I like to read comments.
So people will say, I'm here to read comments.
Yeah.
I'm just passing by.
So most of the ladies were like, what? You get 3 men to propose to you? And I cannot even get one to actually date me. And as much as that is, it's funny that you would even be with three people, and then three of them will propose to
I still
you.
want to do that.
No, that's not the point I'm trying to. The point I'm trying to make is she has met people that are willing to make lifetime commitment with her. It is something that she's doing. It is something about her that makes us people want to be with her.
Yeah, there's definitely something they are seeing.
They are seeing that they think this is the person that I really want to be with. And you cannot get someone to date you because
check yourself.
Check yourself. You need to look at yourself. You need to know exactly what it is you're doing wrong. Because, honey, you were doing something wrong. And you just need to know what it is. So, yes, there are a lot of things that we go through, a lot of things that, people have opinions of people and all of that, which we agree to. Blessington hasn't told us what she think a period of courtship should be. But the truth is, regardless of how long both of you choose to be together, regardless of how, there is no magic number.
No.
There's no magic. There's no, 1 or 2 years and yes, we'll be perfect forever.
No.
Or 2 months
You
and
don't know, and even at 15 years in marriage,
you're still learning
a lot of stuff that you haven't seen before.
So there may be no magic number to guarantee that a marriage will last, but I feel more confident that giving our relationship the time we need to discern, to be intentional, maybe it didn't have to be 2 years, maybe it's going to be 3 years, maybe it's going to be 5 years. Experiencing life together, going through major occurrences like maybe a job layoff, going through life occurrences like a Walmart trip, something romantic, something devastating. Going through all of that together would prepare you for the marriage. So maybe before 2 years, maybe before a year, both of you have experienced more than some people have experienced in 7 years together.
Definitely.
So we never can say there is really no specific number. There is none. It's dependent on both of you.
When you are ready, when you think you are mentally ready,
when financially ready,
setting,
maturely ready, psychologically ready. There are all kinds of ready that you have to be spiritually ready. You're going to need a lot of prayers. You need to be spiritually ready. Both of you have to, connect on a certain level to be able to say, yes, we are ready to do this. We're ready
let me chip in
to
this
get married.
Some people do a courtship when they fail to talk about what they want to do, like a Christian person getting married to a Muslim person, or a certain tribe of person getting married to a certain, like someone yesterday in church told me something about a brother. She said the guy's mom is from like Calabar and the father is Yoruba, and the guy is dating an Igbo girl, and the girl's father do not even support their relationship. But this guy is like, I want to marry her, I want to marry her, I want to marry her. This guy proposed to this girl, right? Then after they propose now, then the guy starts seeing the girl, acting to some other stuff that he hasn't seen before. And he was like, I know I want to marry her. And the sister was telling him that, no, you are seeing all of this. This is the tribe this girl is from. The father does not support your relationship. So why are you killing yourself to jump into the relationship?
Aside from tribe, aside from a whole lot of things, sometimes it's just about both of you. Both of them are not mature enough to go
That
into
is the
marriage.
word. That is where I'm going.
And that is why, I say it all the time. You can bring up a man, regardless of where he's from. If your parents trust you enough and they think you're mature enough, they will support you.
Definitely.
It's because they cannot even trust you to handle your own life.
Talk less of
handling someone else's daughter or someone else, bringing a man into your life. So I agree that both of them have issues, but then they are not mature. They're not
mature. Like the guy ended up saying, I think she's seeing someone else.
Can you imagine that? You propose to her, she has your ring on her finger, and you're thinking she's seeing. Are you kidding me?
They are not ready.
They weren't.
They are not ready.
They weren't. So it's been an interesting time on the show today. Thank you all our viewers. Thank you for joining us. And this is going to be the last show for the year. When next you see us is going to be 2019. And we're looking forward to that year. We're looking forward to, awesome time together.
And mighty things.
Yes. We want to have more conversation. We want you to call more. We want you to tell us what your thoughts are more. Tell us what your opinions are. We're really looking forward to that. Um, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate
And
you.
to our viewers, if you have any relationship topic you want us to talk about, kindly send it to us. Follow our page. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a lot of stuff
Yes.
that's gonna be coming up
Yes.
2019.
Yes.
It's
We're
going to
going
be
to
a
have
good
people
year.
on the show that will come and talk about lots of things. And we just want you to, enjoy and want you to learn because this is a learning phase for both of us.
Yeah.
And for those of you that are just joining us for the first time, you can go on YouTube and see our other
Episodes.
episodes that we've done. They're interesting. Trust me, put your comments down there. We're going to reply to it and we're going to let you know. Chibike, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you on the show. Thank you guys so much. We'll be seeing
Really
you
appreciate you
again
guys.
next
You are
week,
the best. You are the
Saturday.
best. Thank you. See you
Have a
guys.
lovely, lovely weekend and enjoy
And
the holidays.
exactly. And enjoy the new year coming in.
Yes, happy new year in advance. Bye.